All right, here we go. We are ready. It is another day of IESF. We are getting down to the last couple of teams here for the qualification. Amanda's with me as Neo. And how are you feeling on this fine day?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, it obviously for us, we've basically been here from the get-go, right? What's going on?
Yeah.
What teams are making through. So we've got a pretty good understanding of kind of where everything is. And I'm looking forward to this. We're over in towards Europe B, or the East qualifier. And it's all about locking in these final teams now, right? We've already got a few who have guaranteed their spot. It's about just making sure we know who is the last team making it through. And the good thing about today is that we actually will know all three making it through off the back of just these two best three. So it's a pretty sick position. Poland obviously are already through to the lower bracket semis. We have got Romania and Serbia, who then await, and then of course who ends up winning out of Romania, Serbia versus Poland. So it's a pretty cool sort of position that we're in. We'll understand by the end of the day everybody from Europe who has made it through, and I think at that point we can start discussing basically nearly everybody who's made it to the actual main tournament. Well, basically everybody from Europe. All we then will wait on is America's, Asian Championship, and African Championship. So exciting times where week on week, day on day, getting closer and closer to seeing who is going to be there in Riyadh. But yeah, of course, today we're going to have Romania taking on Serbia. This is lower bracket territory too, so there's no real room for error.
This should be a really interesting matchup. I actually quite look forward to this one. Should be, I think, a high quality match. Serbia have already proven they're a really stable team. They play a little bit slower, a little bit less puggy, I would say, but they have some really strong individuals. And obviously, Romania, traditionally quite strong. We saw them last year. I think they're going to be powerful. So this could be an all three map kind of affair, I think.
Yes, I feel like it might have the similar sort of vibes, but it's been an exciting time for the ISF. I touched on a bit with the women's scene as well. That was also pretty cool. Got to see some pretty cool Counter-Strike coming through. Some of the bigger names that were the OGs, maybe dipped away to Valorant, come back as well. So it's the good thing about these sort of tournaments. You get kind of a good indication about what the regions are looking like, what the teams are looking like, and how they start to improve year on year. It's kind of one of the things of what we like about these qualifiers is even from last year to this year, we can see how teams who even were there with us in Yash Romania last year, how they've improved and how they've got better and become super scary. From the upper bracket as well, just those are aware, Turkey and Ukraine have already booked their spots, which is pretty sick. In all fairness, they find themselves through in towards that next stage. Both deserved, I would say. The Turkish side, they were crisp, no two ways about it. You got 1.5, I guess, with Emor being on the bench, but Eternal Fire players, 2 Sangal players. It looked hella clean. Ukraine is that full 5 who've been together for a long time. Also, very good work from them. Let's take a look at our lineups. We'll start with Romania, of course, since we were in Romania last year. This is a side, 2 players who were there last time as well in that of Zelo and BTN. BTN the IGL, Zelo the AWPA, who is cracked as hell. Chicado, I think is how we ended up pronouncing it. I always call him Kiocado, but I think that's actually technically wrong.
Yes, I believe Chicado was the word. We ended up with that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I cast him a Pro League. Super talented guy. I actually think he really has a pretty decent future. 7kick as well, who's the youngster who I'd never heard of. But there has been a little change. Ragga's come in. So Ragga originally wasn't on. He's a substitute because they had Welnick, who was, again, from a bit of a youngster who played in the more domestic scene. Ragga is a part of Nexus alongside Chicado, Zelo, BTN. So this is essentially 4 out of 5 of Nexus who still at the moment actually have the most maps played in Counter-Strike this year. I know coming in towards the player break, they had something ridiculous. I know at the end of last year as well, they had the most maps played of any team in the world. So these guys are grinders. They play a lot of Counter-Strike and they work super hard. So I'm glad it kind of pays off.
Yeah, I mean, typically hard work does, as what people always say. I've yet to give it a go myself, but I might try one day. I might try to see what happens. For the Serbian side, we have obviously a different lineup, but some familiar faces here: Dragon, Collins, Kindo, Ami, and Choiv. I've got to say, for me, one of the standout players early on was Kindo. I've yet to see him have a bad map. I think every map that he's played so far has been really good. Collins, I think last time had a kind of a standout performance as well, at least on one map. And Emmy and Dragon, I think, are a little bit more, at least I'm more familiar with those 2 names. So yeah, I like this lineup. I think they play really solid Counter-Strike.
I agree. I do agree. I mean, honestly, they're a pretty cool team. Obviously, they are a full five themselves, or 4 out of 5 technically. I think Choiv is doing a bit of standing in at times. I know they have Vladin standing a little bit as well. Of course, Vladin, who was playing on Bleed for a little bit too. But Dragon, Emmy, Collins, and Kindo all play on the Partizan. An organization that's been around for a while. This core have been around for a while, whether it was iNation or here, there, and everywhere. They basically stuck together and for good reason. And I think you're right. Kindo is a super cool player, youngster who's come through, obviously alongside the experience of people like Emmy, like Collins, who have been around forever. Dragon as well, who's same thing. Even though he's still relatively young, he's actually been in the scene for a long, long time. Kindo, a little bit newer, but a fresh-faced AWPer, and he's going to be tested. Against Zello, it's not an easy opponent. He's so fast, so flicky, so aggro. It's such a difficult style of AWPer to come against. And Zello is a definition of when he's feeling it, he's unplayable. The only issue is when he's not feeling it, he can be a bit of a hole in this team. So I think for Kindo, he's just a little bit more of a middle of the ground, sticks to his roles, does his job, that kind of vibe. I am looking forward to this sort of head-to-head between these two, though, because they're, in my eyes, kind of polar opposite styles of AWPers.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe Cello. That's kind of true. Like, he's got such crazy confidence when he's just hitting those shots. He's like one of these players that will run in and just try and take the extra fight and go for maybe a little bit more than you would normally expect. But it's great fun. I love watching him play. It was fun last time in Yash. He was kind of the hometown hero. So yeah, I've got some high hopes for them. But yeah, like you said, it's the lower bracket, so it's kind of the last chance here to make an impact on the tournament. So I don't know. Either way, both squads probably love to qualify, but yeah, it's getting a bit rough here. We are also going to have to check in with the maps. Obviously, it was the best of 3, so we'll get a chance to see what kind of battlegrounds we're going to be on. Yeah, we've had almost all maps. I think Nuke, I think, is probably the one that's been skipped on the most for the minute. Yeah. But yeah, that's just how it is.
I think it's basically because the thing with Nuke is if you don't have to play it, you just cannot afford to play it. Simple as, right? It's so risky and all the rest. So I think that's the big one that I look at with it is a lot of teams, if they're like, okay, we don't really know the setups, we maybe don't have the outside smokes on lock, we don't know the A site util, they're like, let's just not risk this maybe. But I will still say Nuke is the absolute best map. When I did the women's side of thing, we had, I think it was 7 matches, and 6 of them were ancient. With only 1 break in the middle. That was Mirage. Okay. And then we had Mirage off the back of that as the 8th, and then the 9th was an Anubis to round it out. So it was all ancient in that one, but it was best of 1. So maybe a little bit more understandable. We had a lot of ancient, a lot of Anubis in our best of 1s.
Interesting.
When we get towards the veto, we probably start to see a little bit of a change up. I'm interested as well. We haven't seen any Inferno at all. Not once in the EU side of things. Yeah. So I'm interested in whether teams are just really hating that at the moment. I hate it, so I can kind of back it. I think we do have the veto ready though. So let's take a look at where we're gonna get. And we don't get the Inferno. It gets banned out first round. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me. This map is hot garbage. It's like nobody wants to play it. It's not played at tier 1. The most recent tier 1 tournament wasn't played once at all at Yala. And then people just don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, I get a similar vibe. Like most people just don't enjoy it. I wonder if if you could push a button right now and hot swap like Inferno and Vertigo and just get like Cash and Train or something, people will be super happy. People will be ecstatic about that one. But I do like it. I'm happy we're seeing Dust too. Again, I think lots of interesting fun little tricks you can do on the map now. The lack of skyboxes and the blowing up of grenades has really changed the map more than I think people realize.
Yeah, no, I agree. We got basically 3 of the buggiest maps in the pool, maybe bar Inferno in that sense, but Mirage, Dust 2, and Ancient, they're all very simple. Fundamentally, they rely pretty heavily on mechanics rather than the deep strat book in comparison to the likes of a Nuke, which is super strat heavy. A Vertigo, in all fairness, which is super strat heavy. If you don't know how to play Vertigo, in terms of breaking open ramp if you're on that T side or trying to get upstairs on that T side as well, it's nigh on impossible to play at times, which is probably one of the reasons as well why teams just don't like playing it. But Vertigo and Inferno, they're just not favored at all. I think Train would be welcomed with open arms. I think Cash probably would be as well, depending on FPS. I know that was a bit of an issue. Tail end to go, obviously. The one that I do see said a lot is Cobblestone. Now, I don't know your opinions on this. You're obviously a bit more OG than me, so you're around from the get-go of Cobblestone. But you know, as a spectator from about 2015 onwards, with Cobblestone for me, first of all, for those who haven't played Cobblestone recently, I don't know if you've seen what the A site looks like, but it's just in the open now. It's no longer like on that back plat bit. It's just in the open. It's impossible to plant. But also, I feel like the nostalgia bias really clouds people's judgments. Cobblestone wasn't that good of a map. It was like it had so many inherent problems, and at the pro level, it was so boring.
I don't know. There's like a bizarre. I think there's just like a bizarre contradiction sometimes. I think if you have like a bad map can sometimes generate insane highlights because, you know, sometimes it takes like if it's on a map like Cobblestone, you have to do, especially in the old version, like you have to do crazy stuff on the CT side to win any rounds. So those rounds are probably going to be really exciting, where like it does require like a heroic effort for one guy to win a 1 versus 3 in a crazy way, where probably, you know, they would normally never done it, but you just know you have to. But I think the problem is, so you remember the highlights, but you forget all the incredibly bad matches that were played on it, where none of the heroics ever came through, and it was kind of a little bit boring, and it never really got anywhere. So, yeah, I never really liked Cobble. I do think what it had going for it as well is it had the Dragon Lore skin. So
yeah, it was just the drop, wasn't it?
But that was like the thing that made it, that people wanted to see it all the time, because they thought, I might get like the Dragon Lore souvenir skins. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's you know, like I think it could be a decent map, but I think it has to change an enormous amount. Like, I like the aesthetic of it. I think it's fine to be playing in like the old castle, kind of like with the big stones and everything. Like, I think that's fine. Just something else has to change. But yeah, I think Train would be fun. Although I wonder if you brought back Train now and it was as CT sided, people would probably complain a lot anyway. So yeah, there might be some nostalgia bias there too.
Yeah, it's weird. Personally, my opinion, I would say I do like Train. I do like Cash a lot. I don't know if Cash will ever come in the pool, because I don't know if that's something FM Pone wants to give to Valve, right? I don't know if I think that's his baby in a way, right? Cash is that's his map and his thing. Train was in the CS2. It was in the announcement video, so I'm so surprised it hasn't even come in. It was literally in the announcement video, remodeled in CS2 and all the rest. So I'm surprised they went through the hassle of remodeling it for the video and then never released it. Who knows why? But in my personal opinion, I think there should be new maps. Is how I go about it. It's a new game. We should have new maps. Maybe even community maps as well. Not saying, you know, again, personal opinion, but not a huge fan of Mills. Thera, I like Thera a lot, but I don't think it can be played in a competitive stance. But you know, maybe a community main map could be the way going forward. Like Anubis was a community main map originally, right? And now it's actually one of the most popular maps we have in the pool. So something along those lines, that's what I think CS2 should bring to the table. Whenever there's like a next big real overhaul, we should, if there's going to be a change of map, make it one of the community maps that maybe then Valve do kind of take off their hands.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. You know, it does keep the game a little bit more fresh. It forces people to learn something new. Obviously, yeah, it's an interesting balance, because if you do it too much, then it's going to be the pro teams that are going to start to complain and say, well, hold on, like, we have such a packed schedule. We know it's going to get even more packed next year. What are we supposed to do? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, like, stay active. I like it. I like it when we see new maps and new things. I think it's interesting. It makes it more fun. It kind of sucks when you tune into like every new season of Counter-Strike and you're seeing like the same maps being played. It's the same thing, and you're like, oh, we know which team is good on this map. And so yeah, I'd rather have some crazy upsets because some team wasn't practicing a map and then they got played, and I was like, all right, well, that sucks, but at least it's a little bit more entertaining in that sense. Yeah, I like the map that we've got today, though. I think it's fine. Like I said, Dust 2 being the second map in there, I do appreciate that. I think it's fun.
Yeah. I can appreciate Dust 2. It is kind of synonymous with Counter-Strike. I think it's probably the way I see of it. But we should hopefully be heading in towards the game sooner rather than later. This one should be exciting for those joining us. It's Romania taking on Serbia, and it's for all the marbles here, right? This is for survival. If you make it to that next stage, I think, if I'm right in saying, you guarantee a spot. Don't quote me on that, but I think, if I'm right in saying, you join Poland in guaranteeing your spot going through to the next stage. So it should be pretty sick, in all fairness. That should be a pretty cool sort of situation if that is to be the case. Poland are a very good team, in all fairness. We got to kind of tune in with them a little bit. They looked pretty solid when we got a little watch. They are just the Rebels team who were previously, they got about 7 different names. But at one point they were Permitter, Paloma, Orcs when they were at Pro League.
Yeah.
And a variety of other things. But they've always been basically the same 5 from Poland. Pretty good. I'm glad to see them there. They should be sick. So one more team at the very least to join them, and maybe even a third off the back of it. Romania, Serbia, we are live. And we're starting on Mirage. It is Serbia's map pick.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get into it. Good on the players to get the game on the way. Serbia starting on the T side. It's Romania going to be starting on the CT side here. Do you have any expectations for like which player should people be watching out for in this game if they're brand new to it, if they don't know anyone? Who's the player to look for?
Absolutely. If we're looking at Romania in particular, I would highlight 2. Zello is the AWPer, is always the one I'd throw out there, and Chikardau, the rifler. He doesn't play the high impact roles, but he has a lot of impact. So keep an eye on this guy. Pretty sick. Over to Serbia. Probably a couple that I throw out there, but I'd probably say Kindo and Dragon are the 2 to throw out. Kindo, very proficient AWPer when he gets going as well. Dragon, very good rifler as well. So keep an eye on those. Also, just a side note, Romania have the opportunity to double AWP as well, as Raga can also, and is also an AWPer as well. First fight gone well. Collins has fallen.
7 kick here. It's a bit of a tough position to be in, but you know what? With a little bit of help from a friend, he's actually able to do pretty well. Normally when you're playing 2 versus 1, even with the dualies like that, you're probably going to get overrun, but he did fine. Emmy finally gets a kill in return, but he can't make it a double. BTM will take him down instead, leaving just Choiv, and he is in a 1 versus 4 here. Seems more or less unwinnable, but the bomb is in this direction. He probably needs at least 2 kills to even get the bomb planted here, and there's the first one, so far so good. Chikado just playing in a nice position here. Does get dinked, so I don't know. Now it's a bit interesting. The advantage here for Romania, apart from the 3 people alive, is the fact that they kind of have the element of surprise on their side. All right, Choi, a little bit of information gathered. Now he's going to make the jump down, but straight into a crossfire. Sela will take him down, and Romania will pick up the pistol.
Started well and finished off well as well. Only a couple of casualties is the main thing for me in that one. So not bad. No complaints. Good for Romania. Nice couple of clean shots as well. Chikado doing exactly what I expect him. He's just crisp, as simple as that. He's a new name that's only come onto my radar this year, and I'm pretty deep in with the tier 2, tier 3 scene, but sort of came out of nowhere. Got to catch him at Pro League with Pera, and honestly, super talented guy. So glad to see him confident starting in towards this game. Rifles come out. They will be a force for Serbia. Now, normally I wouldn't really rate the force that much, but Serbia are pretty scary in their force buys. We casted them the other day, and in a best of 3 series, they won 3 out of 4 force buys they went for. So I don't really hate them in this instance for it, because the stats are there, the success rates are there.
Yeah, and you're playing an elimination game here, so I guess you could take that both ways, but they want to do some damage early on. They want to try and see if they can at least keep the CT economy a bit low. Nice grenade into the middle. I like that. Dragon going to be already tagged up behind it. The Deagles, the Tag 9s, especially the Deagles, even a couple of body shots here will make a big difference on how the CTs will play the round. So just try to keep it a little cool. They're going to be smoking up towards the A-bomb site, towards that jungle position, but it's obviously going to be a bit of a fake here. So you try and throw the grenades, you try and lure some CTs away from maybe especially the catwalk. There's the grenade going down. It's going to land at top connector. And now some flashbangs go over into the B-bomb site, and they've got pretty much 1 crack at this. They're already trying to get down below, but Chikado's so quick on the other side. Turns around, gets the kill, now ready for the double, and you will line them up and knock them down. It's a great triple for him in this round.
Osman will get a kill, but the MP9 should see him off, and that is the case. Maybe a little sigh of relief. It potentially could have got a little bit more expensive. That's all in all a pretty clean round. Another round in which Romania only take 2 casualties, and they get a 2-0 start. So simply put, that's exactly what you want to see, with the success coming through from Romania out the gate early. And all in all, no real complaints. Another slight investment coming through.
Yeah.
Hero AK. They are putting on the right man, though. Dragon, for me, is, I highlighted him coming towards this game. He is the difference maker. He's very talented. When he gets going, Can be very difficult to stop, but interesting decision just to even force into a hero acre here, and Choi is already dead.
I feel like we're seeing it every once in a while pop up, this new, slightly new feature of the game where people try and push the economy to the breaking point, really. They want that AK back, but they're not going to get it. We've seen it also on the CT side now, where people want to buy like a hero for mass or something in a round where normally you would always say, no, definitely we're going to be saving this one. But it's kind of becoming more and more of a thing to get the hero weapons at pretty random times, it seems. This time, all they really do is gift that AK over to the other side. They get one kill in the round. Definitely not worth it. But, we'll see what they can come up with in this one round. It's going to be Serbia with the first real buy round. They're not going to have everything they want, but they'll have enough to do some real damage here.
Yeah, it's true. It should be, I think the one thing that is letting Serbia down from having a super conclusive buy, they're getting a couple of kills, but it's just they're not getting the bomb plants. They still get quad AKs out, but somebody has to take a hit, and it is going to be Choiv, who just has a Mach 10, and even maybe a little bit of limited utility in the sense it's not that full belt on the likes of Choiv, Collins, Dragon, for example. But they've got AKs. That's all that matters. Dragon's still 0-3, but he is going to be the one who, if anybody's going to make a difference, it would be him. Bit of damage early. Raga gets tagged, but he gets out of there alive.
Chicado's in there with the stolen AK, looking for whatever he can. What a great start for him individually. He's died once, but 8 kills to his name. That is not bad at all. And this 4th round here, kind of important, I think, for Serbia to do some heavy damage in this round. Preferably try and win it, but if you're not going to win this one, you've got to get like 4 kills, because you can already see that CT economy is actually looking pretty healthy, and we're only 4 rounds into the map here. Bombs back in T-spawn, which means Serbia for the minute, and we can look at the minimap 2 and tell it's a bit of a default setup. Don't hate it, but yeah, you just got to make sure somebody picks up the bomb. And it's going to be, I think, Choi running back to get that. Big trade here, BTN for Kindo, but Dragon making his way in. Oh, Cello! You're probably meant to lose that fight. That is so risky, crouching through like that with the AWP, but somehow he got the shot off in time. Now it's a 3 versus 3, and he's actually in front of the smoke, so wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's going to go for it right away. Troy's going to be going down. Bomb is planted, though. But for how long is the question? Emmy getting overwhelmed, and Cello will not miss another shot there. So good retake for Romania.
Yes, absolutely. Couple of nice shots. In particular, Zello, that first one is crisp as... That's one of those things. If Zello plays the way he should and plays the level he can, he probably is the best player in the server. I think, at least in terms of his skill ceiling, is the best player in the server. It's just sometimes his floor can be a little bit low when he's maybe not in the kind of right headspace or mood for it. But thankfully, not the case here. Started well. Couple of really, really good shots. And now for Romania, the main thing for them is they've converted against the pistol, the force buy, the half buy, and now the full buy. Every instance that's been thrown at them so far by Serbia has not even really done too much. That's the only round we've even seen so far where Serbia have got a bomb plant. So Romania are playing clean Counter-Strike. They're winning these rounds effectively. And just to remind everyone, this is Serbia's map pick, and this CT side is not breaking too much of a sweat.
Grenade, it's become a classic on this map to blow open the window smoke like that. And maybe that's the reason why half of the Serbian team, more than that, were ready for that to happen. So still, I mean, it's a nice attempt there for BTN. In a different world, maybe he has someone else with him by the catwalk or something. I think they did throw a team flash over to help BTN with that little push there, but didn't really work out. Spray, anything but accurate, unfortunately, for 7 kick. He's going to go down, but Raga is having himself a pretty good start. Couple of kills to him. And somehow we've ended up in a 3 versus 3, but Kindo is going to make really quick work of that one. Oh, no, it's the jump. It's back. The panic jumps. And now it's just Cello. 1 versus 2, again, crouching through the murder hole to try and even get closer towards that A-bomb site. 40 seconds on the clock, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to get these shots. Here's the one. He's back around the corner. Oh, my God. You said it. When he's good, he's unplayable, and you see just how lightning fast he is.
And I just love as well, you can see the C side, the second he hits that first shot, they just panic. They're like, oh no, not again. Not again. Zello on top form, on his day, is a tier 1-esque player. I just think obviously when he had those stints playing at a little bit of a higher level, things didn't quite work out. And I think most likely because of externalities. Mechanically, he is there. It's that's another ridiculous couple of shots coming through from him. He is having a wonderful time on the server. He's 8-0, yet die, 140 ADR. Also, a really good mind for the game in terms of the way he approaches some of these fights as well. Obviously, he has unlimited confidence, as you can see, but he knows how to take preferential duels with an AWP as well. So I can respect that.
Yeah. Okay. We're just hyping it up, but he will lose that fight to Emmy, so that's a bit interesting. BTN goes down as well for some reason, and Kendo, how is he that quick with the deagle? He didn't even look like he slowed down for the recoil to readjust, but he's still able to land that headshot at range. I have no idea how that works. My deagle could never do that. 7 kick is on his own here, and they can know where he is, so they're thinking about how to get past him. I think for a minute, Colin's thinking maybe I just take the fight against him, but definitely you want to group up here and you want to make sure you just get the bomb planted. It is the better choice. 1 versus 2, and he goes for the early spray down. We'll take down Troy. Bomb is still not planted here. Serbia, they're going to have to go back and pick it up. That's a bit frustrating. Collins doesn't care about making noise because they obviously know where each other are, so all he's really doing is trying to actually use the footsteps here to lure out where the other player is, or at least force him into a fight potentially. Going to come back now. A little bit risky if you want to swing this one, but he does go for the plant finally.
Collins, start of this round. Let's try and close it. Has been spotted. Bit of damage dealt by 7 kick. Got a nade as well, but it won't go the right way. Opting for the AWP is an interesting one on a retake because he gets his head ripped straight off his shoulders. No room for error with an AWP. And not to be. Serbia finally going to get their first round. It's taking them a while, a hot minute. But in the end, that first is put there. And they were so close in some of these others. I mean, even that previous round when the bomb was looking to cross them towards the side, the 1v2, or even when the bomb went down and the retake came forth. That instance, thankfully, it all locks itself into place. So, a first from the board needs to be a catalyst to further success.
Yes.
Double MP9, interesting for Romania. The buy is a little bit haphazardly.
Yeah, I think
tags.
That's important to recognize here. They don't have that much money. They certainly don't have a lot in the bank either. So there is a chance here. There's something to be worked with. Dangerous peak there for Kindo, but again, he does have that kind of confidence. Raga, though, will take both of them down. And that was just with an MP9, so getting quite a lot out of a little in the A-bomb site. Chicago has managed to rotate himself towards the B site. Currently, nothing's happening over there, but worth keeping an eye on. 1 minute and 10 seconds. The bomb is towards the A ramp, so if they wait a while, they can probably try and re-engage that. It seems like they're in the best position for it anyway, because they got a player in middle. So, yeah, Troy's going to be able to join up, see if he could do anything from that position. And that's what they're going to do. And actually, even worse, so Raga's rotated out of the A-bomb site. So they're going to be really far away. You got to wonder when the bomb goes down if they don't just try and save.
True. If they don't get an early fight to level it, I think if you're Romania, just keeping the AWP alive is the main thing. Raga has been an AWPer previously. Don't sleep on him just yet. He hasn't picked it up just as out of a comfort thing. He can use this thing pretty damn well. Trying to pop shot towards back default. They're not planting there. Choiv up close. I don't think Chikada clears this. Oh, the gun. Oh my God. Choiv's gun was in the way. It blocked Chikada moving up from connector. That's crazy. Even if it wasn't on his left hand, if it was on the right hand, he probably sees him. Raga, right idea, spotted as well. Raga connects with the first. Look for the second, not to be. Collins looking for this fight. He knows he's top stairs. Dropping in towards Sandwich, and Collins will win both. These rounds are close, but Serbia have won the last 2.
Well, okay then. Bit of a scary position there. Sometimes it's rare, but sometimes your gun really can block your vision, and you just don't have a... There's not much you do about it, unless you want to be one of these players that sort of switches up between left and right, depending on where you're... when you're peeking. But that's a little bit too hardcore for me. 5-2-2, and heading into round 8. We've got the Galil out. But it's fine, because on the other side, there is just the one deagle here on Chicago. So, in general, this should be a little bit of a walk in the park here coming through from the Serbian side. And you know what? That makes it a pretty decent scoreline for them overall. 5-3, obviously, you know, it's certainly celebrating. But you should be in a position to do plenty of damage in the second round already. Ooh, Zeus kill from Cello, and the Deagle does ring true. I don't know, there's a couple of stolen AKs. This could suddenly be a very sketchy round.
Bit of damage dealt to big flank, but it doesn't drop the rifles. Jakarta's still here. He's looking for that fight to come through, but still not to be. Dragon will clear, thankfully. The last man is Zello. Maybe too tall an order, I think, in this one. Molotov out. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to keep hold of the AK.
No, definitely not. But he's done so much damage, actually, pretty quickly there. That's interesting. Yeah, probably was never going to win it, and in the end, he does give it up. So, yeah, you could have made a strong argument, I think, to just save the AK and trying to keep fighting on. It's still pretty, a little bit over halfway in the half here, so obviously you'd have some time to play with it. They're not going to have a lot of money in the next round either, but enough to buy the AWP. So that's good. I was a little bit worried that they were going to fall short of that because we want to see Cello warping. He's got 10 and 3. We want to see more of it. We're not done with that yet. Serbia started to catch up though.
Zello holding. Oh, he does just get caught. Kindo, like a turret, just waits for the opportunity, and that's that different style of orbing. Zello's super proactive. Kindo waits for him to come to him. And in all fairness, both have their advantage. And in that sense, Zello, who's looking for information, gets caught. There's an opener taken. Collins will add to it as well. BTN has picked up the orb, but even still, it's getting already to the point where if they lose a sight, already you might even just call to a save.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but obviously so much of this is about the economy for Romania now, which is something that they kind of beat and won earlier on. It was looking fine. They had plenty of money, but Serbia has kind of slowly but surely chipped away at that Romanian economy, and that's worked out pretty well for them. It's going to be a 5-4 scoreline here. Chicago, got to be careful once you've already made the call to save. It's such a disheartening experience when you end up going down anyway, which could happen here. Grenades being thrown at him, and he's dropped very low already.
Oh, that boost is heard. Jakarta should know it's coming. It doesn't make a difference. Collins, good pre-fight, good find. Probably gonna get traded, yeah, and will. Not enough to pick up the AK, but enough to get some constellation kills. 2 alive. I don't think it's good enough to. If you have 3 alive, you can always rebuy in. That's as simple as it is. With drops coming through and the rest, you can more or less always reinvest. 2 alive, however, it is a risk if you go for that reinvestment. It is just, it can be so expensive or really have a bit of a knock on. They are going to go for it. Somebody's going to have to take a hit somewhere, whether it's util or a lesser weapon, and it is going to be Jakarta who takes a hit. And even still, the util's actually not fully fleshed across the board. But we kind of see ourselves in a pretty interesting point where for Serbia, they were 5-0 down, and now they've gone 4 in a row, and with pretty good amount of success here too. This is what we want to see from that Serbian T side.
Yeah, I must say, the recovery here is pretty swift. Can't really complain about that. They have good bank even on the Serbian side, so they could probably keep this up for a while longer. Chicago with an MP9 is on a massive mission. He's by the television towards those B hallways, almost into T spawn at the moment. BTN in the middle, he catches them, and in the same time, I think both players, one throwing a grenade, the other one jumping off that ledge, and that just, the spray wasn't even that good, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get a double kill anyway. Collins and Emmy now 2 versus 4, and surely this is going to be a round for Romania.
You're right. Emmy, nade goes deep. He also met with a nade of his own as well. I can't see this round being converted. And definitely not so much anymore. I think for Collins, I don't think saving is the worst thing in the world. Everyone else can buy, so it's fine. Keep all your AK. Might want to fight towards the end. I mean, money's not great in the long term over towards the CT, but it doesn't matter. So he will fall. AK scooped up, and Romania, a super clean 6th on the board. I normally, the way I look at Mirage, because, you know, currently 3rd most CT-sided map in the pool and all the rest, I see it as a 7-5 in favor of the CT side is actually, it's like a bit of a handshake for me. I mean, that's how I look at it. I think both sides are actually pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it can go almost any direction. I kind of agree. Some of it's probably going to be down to the pistol round at either rate, the way that we're going here. 6-4. AWP back in the hands of Cello. See if we can get a chance to wield it. Definitely could have landed that shot, but doesn't quite connect. Kindo certainly will. Chicado's been playing that position quite a bit towards that connector into the B bomb site. So no real surprise that they discover him there. BTN takes a shot through the smoke and gets one. It's the AWP of Kindo that goes down. And Dragon, you could tell he was expecting for somebody to be on the other side, but they certainly weren't. So 3 versus 3, and everything looking pretty decent for Romania in this round. They have all the weapons they want here, and about a minute on the clock to try and defend with. They're going to go into the middle. I love this. If they go proactive towards the middle and try and crunch it now, I think that's a sick idea.
Yeah, I agree. In this 3 versus 3, good chance in Racket. Going aggro here is actually a wild decision. He doesn't have enough information about what this top mid control is looking like. For me, feels inherently very risky. They do trade it out, in all fairness, but Zello's AWP rattles off, and that will give them coverage. Now it's just Choiv, and they should know he was towards top mid.
30 seconds. Now, he's got the bomb, so it's not impossible for him to win the round. It's unlikely, but you could definitely do it. Molotov, oh, it doesn't quite go the way that he wanted. Might still slow him down, but he's going to make the jump across, and if he wants it, there's a bomb plant, but he doesn't. He goes for the fight instead. I don't know. The bomb plant wouldn't have given them necessarily some sort of great buy in the next round, but still, you never know if he could have added a couple of extra grenades here or there. Maybe that would have made a difference. He went for the win anyway. And it is going to be another round here for Romania. So up to 7. Chance for an 8 if they can win this last one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 7 is already, for me, pretty solid. And considering Serbia don't actually have a great investment here, I think they deserve a fairly decent chance behind it. Well, what have we got? We've got a double Galil, double Tech 9, and a Deagle. Is there much chance of making something work out of this for Serbia? Getting a bomb plant might give them something.
Yeah, I think they could have had like an extra Galil or something like that, but it's all in the past now. Kindo's going to be going down. Chicago, he's getting that early one. Still playing very, like, his position is kind of the same every round. You would think that would make it a little bit more counterable, but we haven't really seen it yet. So surprising that they haven't tried to do more to get rid of him, because he's playing like a very somewhat a one-dimensional game, but it's working for him, so not really in criticism of his play. Like, he's got 12 kills, so why wouldn't you keep doing it if they're not going to find ways to punish you? It will be just under a minute now. Still almost everyone from the Serbian squad is in the middle here, trying to make the jump up. Ooh, Cello, that probably could have been a kill. Got to be careful because there's a player right in front of him. It seems like he does realize, so Molotov to try and force it out. Is Raga gone down, and now BTN, the only one of the A-bomb side. Nice shot from Cello. That's going to be important to help out his teammate, who's otherwise alone here. 30 seconds on the clock, and Collins kind of weirdly preoccupied. You'd think he'd win that fight against the AWP, but I don't think he wants to fight Cello at the moment. He finally will, and will take him down to a 1 versus 1 as BTN gets the kill on the other side. See who wins this one. Already the double kill on really both players here. And a swing, it's wide, and it works. BTN takes the last one in an 8-4 scoreline in the first half.
Okay, not bad. I think actually Romania are pretty happy with that in the end. It's going to give them just quite a lot to work with. They're feeling comfortable at how this game starts to slot itself into place. If they get a pistol here, they put a lot of pressure on towards Serbia. So all in all, I think they can be pretty happy with that. I think they're in a spot where, for the most part, this is where things can start slotting itself into place. And for Serbia, this pistol is actually of the utmost importance. You don't find this, Romania can probably go all the way up to a 10-4 scoreline. At that point, it is quite difficult to get back into this. We shall see, but this is a super important one. Zello, P250, doesn't miss when he's got a pistol. That's a nice first shot, but he gets insta-traded. Yeah,
you're right, though. If they win the pistol here, Romania, it's kind of on. They might be able to take this map pretty quickly. Dragon gets one more return to 4 versus 3. Raga, he's been a great stand-in almost at this point, but so far, he's up to 12 kills. Bombs planted now. And Raga up close. Got to be careful. Yeah, he realizes they can push it behind him and shoot him in the back, so he kind of feels like he has to push forward. Now it's BTN. 1 versus 2. Back by the bench and only for a second. My God, Emmy lightning fast on that USP. And Serbia, I think kind of a critical pistol round for them to win here.
Yes, absolutely. I think the only thing that's maybe worth keeping an eye on is just because there was a bomb plot and at least enough kills out from Romania, they can buy next. So this, for me, this pistol round maybe doesn't have as much important weight as the force buy does. The force buy might be the real make or break in this one. So it's all well and good that Serbia found that pistol. They've now got to convert the force if we do go for it. But I think if you're Romania, you kind of have to, is the way I would look at it. It looks like they are force coming through. Got Triple Galil and I think Zello. For him, there is a question of does he force what he will. So you pick up the AK-47. A big round. Serbia find this. Game is absolutely on. They can get within reach and distance. They lose it, however, and Romania can once again just pull away.
We'll see how much damage they could do. 3 people in the palace. This could be pretty dangerous. If you... Oh, the smoke is going to go down again, so... See if they want to go for it inside or if they want to wait it out. They definitely could wait about a minute and 5 seconds before that smoke evaporates. So not necessarily that bad. But yeah, I mean, if you can run 3 people out of the palace like that, you know there's not going to be an orb on the other side. So you could probably just run out and take those fights. Raga's got 1 single flashbang that I'm guessing he's going to be throwing over as they run out. So I don't know. This is like a straightforward strategy, really, for the Romanian squad. But yeah, there's the flashbang already set up. Cello gets the opening, and they're going to follow it up, taking down Kindo. 1 flash to really start this round with, but it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. This is tough. I mean, for Serbia, how are we even going to find a gap into this? Zello is tagged, yes. Kierkado, same for him, but this is still super difficult. The nade is pretty chunky. The first fight doesn't convert. Raga takes a tag. Is getting... Like, it might be slipping away. Time is ticking. The swing of the AK of Zella will connect. Last man, surely a dead man walking. So Romania finding that really could be the big difference maker. That's huge. I mean, already we can start to be potentially talking about the beginning of the end in this one. Just because Serbia now, they might even opt to force again, but just because of double eco territory. I still don't know if they're going to be in a strong enough spot. I think this is really, really tough. It looks like they will opt to force again. It sort of makes sense just because they're in double eco, but yeah, this is a difficult situation where Romania should get a 10th. They might even get the 11th in doing so as well.
This is a tough game right now for the Serbian side. Again, they never really panic in the other games that we saw. Even when they were in trouble, they always seem to be kind of holding their own and just following the script. Not surprised they do the same thing here, but they are falling a fair bit behind at the moment. There's a nice kill. Kindo just catching Chicago looking the wrong way, and 3 versus 4. The bomb is still at top mid, so nobody's picked that up at the moment. They are investigating, and actually it could be almost a free kill against Kindo here. I don't think you're ever looking for this. Ragged kind of walked up and up onto that high ground position. Yeah, indeed, Kindo's going to be going down, and so will Dragon. It's a very nice round. Only 1 casualty in that one. Romania just looking very, very good at the moment.
Yeah, simple, super effective Counter-Strike being played, and you really can't complain. I think for Romania, they're getting so close to the finish line now. There's a couple of small positives that you see come through, but nothing too major, in all fairness. And that this is the issue where I'm looking at this and thinking that it might already be done in itself. 10-5, probably 11, because Serbia can't afford to buy here. And I don't know. I don't know if there's anything really on the cards here to work with. This has been a super solid showing from this Romanian side, both on the CT and the T side. The CT side gave them enough of that stability, and the T side so far has looked pretty clean. Jakarta for 3, that's not bad.
I mean, this has worked out incredibly well. Just 1 single player with a USP. Nobody cares. It's absolutely fine. They're going to be able to walk through this round without too much trouble. Not a single casualty on their side. And wow, this is actually just a great run for Romania. 11-5. No real resistance so far in the second half either for Serbia. They will be able to buy into this round. It's not going to be the best spy that we've seen yet, but it'll do something. There's no head armor on anybody, which is obviously a very, very common sacrifice that you make to get a couple of extra grenades. But and normally it doesn't really matter when there are AKs, but this time there is that one M4 on Raga. And M4 against unarmored or headless, I was going to say opponents, but at least without helmets, is so efficient, right?
Yeah, it's true. This is a tough spot. It really is. This feels for me like the last hurrah for Serbia. If they can't find this round here, I don't see them having a chance to get back into this. They have to spiral so positively off the back of collecting round number 17. The first fight, Raga, taken. The second delivered as well. Beautiful stuff. An answer back from Kindo, but I mean, Raga's already done his job. He got a 2-for-1.
Yeah, mission accomplished as far as he's concerned. Troy will get one, but he's going to get traded almost immediately. Zello sneaking close, trusting that no one's walked for the smoke yet. He's going to go for a bit of a swing, and even without the AWP, he's lightning fast. Zello is having himself one of those games. He's got 17. Raga's got 18. And Chicago's got another 17, so just very, very hard to deal with. Dragon, not even given the benefit of having the bomb out in the open, so he has to go swing really, really wide to get that shot. He did stop the guy from getting off the bomb once he'd planted it, but he's going to get traded right away. So 1 versus 3 anyway was always going to be very, very tough, as Romania will take round number 12 here. Wow, this has turned into a very one-sided game. I can't believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. It just showcases just how good this Romanian side can be. We got to see them in Yash, a slightly different roster, but for the most part, a similar couple of players who have come back, and we could just see how good they are. Brilliant work, and I'm loving what I'm seeing, in all fairness. This is just showcasing just how good these individuals can be. 12-5, there is a buy to try and keep them afloat, but I really just don't know if there's enough in the back pocket for Serbia. This is their map pick as well, and they are being decimated. Zello for the first is a good start. Flashbang as well. Oh, Zello is so confident. Nothing can stop him right now.
Yeah. Confidence rewarded once again. Double for him. He's just... You'd think that's a bit of an off angle, might have been hard to spot out, but not this time. Wow, they're getting completely blown up. But it changed. Like, it looked like they were competitive for a while here, Serbia, but now it's kind of all for nothing. The bomb's planted already. There's almost zero chance that Serbia even can get back into this round. How would they defuse the bomb? They're so far away, and they are in a 2 versus 4 here. They're obviously going to give it a shot to try and see if they can make it a bit closer, but Romania have essentially taken this first map already. That's crazy.
Yeah. And just, again, just the fact that they're taking it from their opponent is the big thing that is so concerning for me, because it gives them such a good chance in this series. What a map. What a showing. Romania look so clean. So damn clean. And Serbia have got to find a way to now break this sort of deadlock as we head in towards map number 2, because nothing they really brought to the table there was enough. I mean, that second half never got going really at all. But, you know, they got the really pistol and it all slipped away. The first half was okay at times. They had 4 rounds in a row, but the stints outside of those 4 rounds were there's nothing. And this is the concerning things. There's a couple of close rounds where they lost, you know, 1v1s, 1v2s, but I mean, even still, you shouldn't have to be in those situations regardless.
Yeah, I was surprised to see how that played out. It just looked like it was fine for the first while. Even if Romania were leading a little bit, it didn't look like there was a huge gap between the 2 teams. But obviously, the more we got into it, the more Tello, Raga, and Chicago would just got warmed up. Like the 3 of them were kind of unstoppable. And to be fair, on the Serbian side, they didn't have anyone that was keeping up to that level. So kind of just a rough deal. That's the first map done with. And yeah, Romania, they actually made really quick work of it. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, same here. I mean, really just showcase just how good they are. I'm a little concerned now for Serbia, where can they then respond? I mean, Dust 2 coming up is a map which is just generally pretty popular across the scene, but the fact that it's being picked into by Romania makes me think that there's an idea here. They've got some understanding of why they've gone in towards this, whether it's a punish pick or something of the sort. It's a map in which this core of 4 of Nexus must play a fair decent amount as well.
yeah, all in all, this is a good showing out from Romania. I'm pretty impressed, and as you see running through these highlights, just how one-sided for the most part this was. And when we look towards map number 2 in a second, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen enough from Serbia, which gives me that much hope at the moment.
No, I don't think anyone has. They're gonna have to prove it, I think, the good old-fashioned way, by just kind of waking up and, you know, getting into the second match in a little bit of a better way from the start. Maybe win a pistol round. That could go a really long way too. So we know they have it in them. We know that they're good enough to do it. But Romania just looked like a really well warmed up team. Like, they came in, there was no real delay. And for Serbia, it wasn't just quite the same feeling, unfortunately, for them. So it is what it is, as they like to say. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I predicted it was going to be 3 maps. I want to believe that Serbia can get back into this one.
Yeah, same. I do as well. I mean, they're a side with enough talent to be able to come into it, no issues. It's just been one of those where maybe a slow start is probably the way that it will go. They would love to push us towards a third map, get on towards like the side of Ancient and showcase what they can do, but they're gonna have to really dig deep. I'd assume they start on that CT side heading in towards Dust 2, which at the very least can probably help out quite a bit, be able to control the tempo a little bit more, but yeah, all in all, I think more than anything, Serbia just need to take this 10-minute break or so and really just kind of recoup and say, damn, what happened? What went wrong there? We need to find a better way to get in towards this game.
Yeah, can't be that. We are ready for the break, and when we come back, we'll have the second map. So don't go anywhere. It'll be soon. All right, then. We've got the first map over and done with, and in a quicker fashion than I was expecting, but Romania just showed up in a big way. They had 3 players. Ricardo, Cello, and Raga, who we haven't really seen before on the team, but he played very well. And between the 3 of them, they just kind of wrecked Serbia. They never really got a chance here. So second map will be the real testing ground. Hopefully, this is a wake-up call for Serbia to get back in the game.
It's just one of those. I mean, what can you do when you got players playing that well? I just don't think there's too much on offer. It was such a good showing. Everybody looked very clean. Everybody was doing their job properly. And this is the thing now with Serbia. It's, yes, they might have a game plan and a good understanding in the tactics, but actually, do they have the individuals to be able to fight here? Maybe not. And I think a lot of credit maybe has to be given to just how good this side was. So for me, I'm looking at this and saying I'm not too sure if there's enough on offer here for Serbia. Not at least from what I've seen so far. We need to see a completely different showing coming in towards Dust 2. The good thing is that it is Dust 2. It's a map in which we all know and love, and it will bring something about it where we can say, okay, this is fundamentally a simple map in the way it's approached. There's a couple of changes that have come through with CS2, but for the most part, nothing too much. Maybe this is where Serbia can just say, okay, that was a bad map. It is what it is. We'll move on. We'll go in towards Dust 2, and we'll see if we can sort of make this work in our favor.
They have to. They really do. I mean, the thing is, they kind of lost it. I didn't really get a chance to see any, like, some individual highlights here and there from the Serbian side, but it was never like a really sick, like, okay, here we go. Like, this guy's warmed up, even if the rest of the team isn't. It always kind of felt like they were just a little bit behind. So, I want to see like a fresh new start for them with some of the individuals. Like, we've highlighted them. We know, you know, Kindo, Collins, like some of the Dragons, like they should be able to play at a pretty high level, and we didn't really get to see much of that. So, yeah, you only have one more crack at it here. Otherwise, it's going to be Romania just, you know, moonwalking out of the game pretty quick.
Yeah, they need to be careful. It's that big thing. I mean, Romania are on the precipice now of getting that spot towards the World Esports Championships. And for Serbia, they'd absolutely love to be there. But at this rate, is that going to happen? I mean, who knows? It's such an interesting spot that we put ourselves in. For Romania, they want to make sure that they see this off and see it off cleanly. I think just make sure, don't give yourselves any second thoughts or doubts. Get that confidence. Yes, it's the lower bracket, but just make it as clean as it has to be and needs to be, and all the rest. So I'm impressed with what I've seen though from Romania. They're playing off each other very well. The good thing is, because they are 4 out of 5 of the same team of Nexus, they do have the strats and the way to approach this and all of the rest, and they have this understanding about how to play off each other quite nicely. Serbia should have the same, but it didn't just seem to be the case. It's simple as that. We really just didn't see Serbia do enough that has given us that kind of coverage. They should get a CT side start, I think, if I'm right in saying, and then in doing so, with that start, maybe a bit of confidence. But we need to see them get a pistol and a force buy as a bare minimum, and then we can start talking about something.
Yeah, I think having a smooth start to the game here is going to be just a nice luxury for them. And you know, if they don't, obviously, you know, it's a whole new map. So as with those players that play at a competitive level, you kind of you know what it's like to lose a map in a best of 3 and come back into it. So I'm sure they're not going to be devastated by it, but it does make the recovery a little bit easier if you have a decent start to the second map. Which again, Dust 2. So probably going to be seeing more of Cello. He was really good, not just with the AWP, but just in general, like put on a great performance.
And this is an Orpa's paradise, isn't it, as well? This is a map in which they can... If Zello plays the way we know he can, he could tear up. I mean, Kindo had a couple of moments and these instances where we saw him play to a pretty decent level, in all fairness to him, but it's just Zello, when he's on that form, on his day, playing at this sort of level, what can you do? Because you can't mechanically shut him down. You've got to try and overwhelm, but he's probably always going to walk away with probably a kill at the very least. I mean, that's just how good he is.
Yeah.
So it's a wild time. They've got to formulate a plan to try and shut him down. It's easier said than done, I think, is the main thing. So who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We are just waiting for one player and then we'll be getting underway. Zello looked good. Chicano had a couple of moments too where he looked very clean with the rifle. Dust 2 is such a good map for individuals, and I think that might be the thing that gives Romania the edge here.
It feels that way. We've seen it before where, you know, a team that won the first map kind of, you know, for whatever reason, just disappears on the second map. So we'll leave some space for that to potentially happen. But, you know, barring anything like that, we kind of know which team is currently warmed up and is feeling fresh about this whole game. So I'm really interested to see. I'd love to see Kindo AWP a little bit more. I thought he was super serviceable last couple of times we saw him. I think this time Cello just kind of ran wild and was kind of hard to stop. And they probably couldn't afford the AWP that much either. So I had a couple of things working against them on that front alone. Which is our second game of the day. Do you remember? I swear I was just looking at it over at the our
IESF. Second game. So give me a second. I did give it a little retweet. So we've got second game. We've got Portugal taking on Kosovo as our second game of the day. So that one should be pretty cool as well, because we haven't actually tuned in to Portugal so far at all yet. But they had a really clean groups and a really clean run. We did get to catch Kosovo, and they actually are as good as probably we'd expect. I think we'll touch on that obviously a little bit later with them. But Debo is somebody from that team who I've kept an eye on for a long time now, and he played well the other day when we caught him. So excited to see what he can do. And this we're live.
Yes, we are into it. We're not going to delay any longer. It's Cello to start off. P250. Let's go over bullet and explodes Kindo. Now, he's going to get retreated a bomb, or returned a bomb, but it doesn't really matter here. They still have the crossing to the bomb site. There's nobody right now that can stop them from planting the bomb. There's nobody up on the catwalk, so they should be able to put the bomb down. And they're going to plant for long as well, which is not bad. PTN is down there with the P250. The rest of them still have to stay alive. They have to buy a little bit more time. They can't just leave it on that long position. Actually, he doesn't fall that far back. He kind of sticks around on long. Doesn't want to go play in the pit, and the bomb finally ticking away slowly but surely. Emmy trying to see if he can find a way into it a little bit. They know where everybody is at the moment. It's Choi with a good headshot. Dragon to follow it up, and I think now BTN is in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, this is tough. Couple of taps with a P250, hoping... Do I say gets a tag? But the defuse is coming through. It's a 10-second defuse, and it won't even matter. Very, very good pistol that is taken there. The one thing I will say is a bomb plant again is all that Romania need. I mean, in that previous map on towards Mirage, they lost the T-type pistol, but they got a bomb plant and won the force by.
True,
I won't completely count Romania out just yet, but that's much more clinical from Serbia. They look stronger, look decent. That's all I want to see. And now if they can go 2 for 2 to start off Dust 2 with a completely different Serbian side, which is good.
Yeah, they have the AK this time as well. And they're going to go out long. Oh, it could be a powerful push, but the Molotov is already up. See if they can do anything about it here. Flashes are coming out. It's Choi to go down. 7 kick, not getting the spray down correctly. And Collins... He'll stay alive out there, hitting some great shot, pushing forward, nearly getting the double spray down at the end. It's a 1 versus 2, and BTN is just so low on health. He's going to try to Dragon, so everything working out quite well for them here in this round. I mean, it's an expensive round for the CT side, no question about it, but they did win it.
Yes, exactly. That's all that matters. Make sure that round sticks. Simple, effective, and now we can talk about the Serbia side. You know, coming in towards Dust 2 as a different team, you can sort of just forget the map and say, it is what it is. We didn't show up the way we were meant to. It's fine. Let's just move on. And hopefully that is the case here. So with a second on the board, Romania can't really buy a couple of upgraded pistols, but nothing all too audacious. This should be a third, more or less a free. And it puts a lot more pressure on Romania's first gun round.
Yes, it does. I mean, they could do some damage here. That'd be a good little luxury. Does make it nice. Kindo, real close here. They've got one helmet, but it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. But they did have one helmet on the T side, and they're going to get completely chewed up. Not a single casualty. Okay, this is a great, like we said, it's a lot easier to have the mental recovery if you start by winning the pistol and have a bit of a good start of the game. And they have so far, Serbia. Going to be a 7-3 scoreline.
Yes, exactly. Good work. Yeah,
good work. I said 3-0.
3-0. But yeah, same vibes.
My brain just malfunctioned for a second. It's great.
Yeah, no, I feel you. No, all good. But
I think, sometimes when you're reading like a different number, your brain just says, oh, we'll go with that one. We'll just go with the 7. That's fine. Beautiful.
Well, a 3-0 start. I think it is one of those where for Romania now, so much more pressure on this gun round. That's actually a pretty decent spam through the door. Does substantial damage. Raga's got out. A CT smoke comes down. Raga with his first, but Kindo responds, and so does Choiv. Ooh, now this has made it a lot harder. We probably need another one of those Zeller rounds, I think. He needs at least a couple, because now they're left in a 2v4.
Yeah, this is what actually does to give you a bit of an annoying team if you're in the 4-man position here, because where do you put yourself in a position where you don't get AWP'd by Cello, and you also don't give up the bomb site? So there is a chance that he could at least get the opportunity to get some of those kills here. He's walking up around the smoke. He's waiting for somebody to peek there, but might not be looking the right way. That's a lot of damage going his way, but he still does land the shot. Still, not bad for Collins. He's at least made it possible for the rest of his team here to do something, and with the flank coming in, it's just Cello in the corner, and surely not long for this world.
Most likely. Oh, yeah, he does miss the flick. And a pretty clean one, all in all. Or, oh, no, double AWP. It's fine. Already got one in the hands of Kindo. There's a temptation to double AWP on Dust 2. It's a map in which actually I think you can get a lot of luxury double AWPing, but it's actually with the players to do so. And I think they're more than happy just having Kindo wield it. But simply put, a 4-0 start, a super, super easy kind of run of things. And Romania, I wouldn't mind attack pause sooner rather than later, because things aren't looking too good so far. Choi for the first.
Yeah, you love everything about this, the way that this has begun. Bit of a shooting gallery in the middle. Dragon just not necessarily connecting all that much, but feels like he's not putting himself in a lot of danger, so he wants to stick around and throw some more AK bullets their way. Incendiary to go down, and yeah, I don't know. There are a couple of deagles here, so you could make the argument that maybe it isn't worth it for him to dance around too much back there. Sometimes bad things can happen, but seems like he is going to be okay for the minute. 5 versus 3. Bomb making its way out long. I don't know if they're going to be allowed to do much out here, but give it a crack anyway. See if you can get the bomb planted. It's going to help out in some of these future rounds.
Oh, Kindo, nice shot. Chicana gets caught. Flashbang. Yeah, 7 kicks in trouble, and he's dead. And it's just BTN at range. Gets deleted as well. 5-0. Lovely and easy run out the gates here from Serbia. We did come in towards this series, in all fairness, and said this one has the potential of going 3 maps. Maybe we didn't expect it to be taking each other's map picks, but the way things are playing right now, Serbia are not letting up at all.
No, they're really not. Couldn't really ask for anything more. They've got so much money on the CT side. AWV on Cello. Tries to go for the long spawn peak there, but no CTs are ready to find him on the other side. So, yeah, otherwise he was there quick enough. Double push on the catwalk for the Serbian team. I do like this. getting a bit adventurous on the CT side. So many ways to do that on Dust 2, more than people maybe recognize, maybe even more now than they used to be. Oh, and Kindle take one. A bit of a trade afterwards, but they will take down Raga. So it is still working out in their favor here. 4 versus 3 and a rush up long. They want to go quick at it.
Oh, Zello, good find. Had the support of Chikado as well to give them some coverage. The Molotov ticks. Chikado will get out of there. Holding. Goes quiet. Minute to work with, but they've got a good spot, and the bomb will come down. A good swing as well. Trade should be there. Missed shot from Zello. Might give a chance. He's fallen away in the smoke.
Oh, he's not missing many shots here. Second kill for him. Bomb going to be planted, and I think Dragon, where do you go from here? You've got the AWP, you're already low on elf. If you find a shot right now, maybe you say, okay, fine, I'm going to go for it. 1 versus 1, but nobody's showing themselves, and I think that's kind of the cue to leave. Even if they have a lot of money on the CT side, that AWP is still super expensive, and what really are the chances that you win the 1 versus 2? So Romania finally going to be on the board.
It's true. Romania, they... You know, it's good to see them on. Better late than never. Oh, Dragon. Had the chance to make it a little bit more expensive. Not to be. And it actually would have been the AWP. He would have dropped in that one. But in the end, doesn't matter too much. 5-1. Dragon keeps hold of his AWP. That's all that matters. They can have reinvestments for plenty more rounds in a row for Serbia. Let's see. What is there in terms of... I need to see Romania put up consistent rounds on the board before I'm convinced. If they can get maybe up to a point of like 5-3, 5-4, then we're talking about a decent half. Anything less, and I think they could be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, kind of agree with you. They have space. They have time to do it. Flash to get him off the corner. Also reveal the fact that he's there. Going to be a smoke put up instantly in return. It's a bit of a default spread coming out now from the Romanian squad. So they haven't really committed to anything. They can kind of go wherever they want still. Bomb, you could see it's outside of the long position. But, yeah. Power of these defaults, and the reason you see, you know, every T side of the world running them, is that you can, you know, you can find information. You make those out-of-spawn calls. The obvious advantage is they're quick. They could be hard to adjust for the enemy side. Like, it's hard to make rotations when something is just happening very quickly. But yeah, for the T side, you're looking for information, trying to figure out, oh my god. Well, as they were looking for information, they unfortunately got nuked out on long, so that's unfortunate. See how this one plays out. Round number 7, and we've got about 40 seconds left here. With a little bit of a long position, but they're smoked off. And that smoke for the CT side, let's see, or for the T side, let's see if they're going to be able to play around it. Raga goes down. They're down to 30 seconds. I'm super nervous about this round for Romania.
Yeah, fellas, timing here. Let's make a move, shall we? 20 seconds. They're still not even towards the site. They've got to cross through. Another will fall. Zello at least gets his at range, but Chicago's a little bit isolated as the bomb is going to try and cross. BTN stick around to fight with the bomb on his back, and he will actually get 2. 8 seconds. Bomb. Oh, he will get down. That is way too close for comfort, and Dragon overextends. How is this round going to possibly go the way of Romania? Kindo's thrust into a 1 versus 2 from a round which looked lost just because of Romania's timing alone. Flash over, so now they're going to know he's out towards long. And all their attention can just focus there. Romania have won this.
That's definitely a little bit crazy. Unexpected, but they'll take it. They had so little time. They lost that mid position as well, and it still works out in their favor. 2-5. They, obviously, for their turn, they would love to just close the book on Serbia here and walk away with a little bit of victory, which that can definitely happen.
It's true. So, it's getting to the point where I'm feeling maybe okay about it. I said if you can get to kind of 3 or 4 rounds on the board for Romania, you may be doing okay. I think 4 rounds is going to make this a much more competitive half from the way it started, which was 5-0 down. However, Serbia were 5-0 down. then went 4 rounds in a row, then lost the half, and then just got massacred in towards the second. So I'm not fully sold just yet, but I like the ideas that started to come through here. Romania, that was a little bit too close for comfort for me. We'll see. I'm not fully sold on this T side just yet. I think they get very fortunate. BTN was so low fighting around that smoke, and he gets a double spray down. I think if he even gets traded 1-for-1 there, the round's probably done because they had like 9 seconds to get the bomb on the site.
But again, it's Cello to lead some of the early victories here. Grenades are being thrown. He's trying to look over the middle to see if he can spot anyone down there, but so far no real luck. There he is through the smoke, actually, just as I say that. He'll find a way to take the kill. I can't believe it.
Flash over to try and fight in mid. Kindo's got a little aggro and it's worked well, so he'll answer back. It's not bad. Trying to make a move. He gets caught in rotation. All right, Zello's answering too. Another into a CT spotted, but Collins will bail him out. This back and forth. They haven't cleared Collins' backside, and he's walked away with 3.
Still plenty of time. Oh, shooting him right in the legs. It doesn't matter. Cello, how is he able to do that? That's surely a fight that you lose every single time, but he's managed to pick it up. I just can't believe what this guy's able to do.
It's kind of a ridiculous round, isn't it? Did that one in total. I mean, the back of Collins should basically get 1 kill and get traded. No one looks his way. Look at all 3 of them. They come out and not a single person looks towards sight. Ridiculous. Zello never should be walking away that round. He's a lucky man that he has. He might even get a chance at a kill here. Did spot them crossing and messing around with the door. The pop shot doesn't connect, but the buys are pretty minimal over towards Serbia. However, Collins is still getting kills.
Yeah, that's a bit of a ridiculous round to win, to be honest. But who cares? If they're Romania, they just want to win no matter what here. Raga went down. He's had a very poor start, let's put it like that, for the Dust 2 map here. There's 1 and 9. Playing great on the first map, but this one, it's been hard to get into. It looks like they want to go long once again.
BTN. He's the one making the move out here. But you're all right. I mean, Raga's he's been struggling a little bit. Hasn't been able to find too much form just yet. And he's getting to the point where they're going to need him. They can't just be relying on 4. Creep walking. It's a contact play. It's something that has actually worked out for them a little bit.
I mean, it's work. I mean, especially in this round, because the rotation's happening towards the B bomb site. So they're going to find an empty A site. They're going to walk right up there and say, oh, that's great. Let's go. Let's just keep going like this. There's no reason why you wouldn't. Wow, this is a real turnaround from a 5-0 lead into now a 4-5 lead. Still 1 round lead for Serbia, but it doesn't feel that great. At least you're going to have some money in the next round, but yeah, a bit of a collapse really early on in this first half. And a lot of it, you look at the scoreboard, a lot of it's just down to Cello. He's 10 and 5 all of a sudden.
I think they do need to be a little careful, is the way I'm looking at this for Serbia. They've lost quite a decent amount of control in towards this game. And I know they did the same thing when they were 5-0 down and they were 4 in a row. So it's not completely out of the realms of possibility. But just for now, where we're at, if you allow Romania to spiral positively, what we saw from Mirage is once they got going, they're so difficult to stop. And it's sort of what I'm seeing right now, where they just start to get that confidence. You know, Zello's hitting those shots again. BTN's calling pretty well as well. A lot of these rounds do come off the back of Zello actually giving them a lot of space and a lot of coverage. I think without him, these rounds might not be potentially even going in the favor of Romania. So we still need the rest of the team, that rifling core, to step up. I'm looking at Chikardau as well, who's also super important to the success of Romania. They very much need him. Basically start delivering the way that we kind of expect of him. Zello boosted up. Pop shot, but doesn't find anything.
Yeah, they tried for that really early boost you could do there towards the drop down. Didn't get what they were looking for, but they still have plenty of chances in this round. For Serbia, I think now it's kind of crunch time. If you lose this round somehow, it's going to start to feel like you gave up like a giant advantage that you definitely didn't need to give up, and it's going to get harder and harder to keep the morale alive. If they lose this one, again, they're going to be out of money on the CT side almost entirely. I guess if they save 3 rifles, they can kind of still buy, but in general, yeah, you're getting to that point of the game where it's just is no longer fun. You're no longer having a great time. Grenades being exchanged, and just putting a bit of a pressure on Catwalk. I don't think Romania have to fight for it here. They're going to be smoking off CT spawn again. They still are picking up the bomb in T spawn just about now, so we'll see where they actually want to go. It does look like they want... Okay, so they might just... They threw that CT spawn smoke, which normally indicates a B split. They might let it fade out and do it again, and just hope that Serbia are caught off guard by it, like the double pump.
It's all about timing. 30 seconds once again. Not giving us a hell of a lot of time here. CT smoke comes over. 20 seconds though, fellas. We've got to make a move. The Molotov will force Collins out. Zello holding. Will he expect us to push through the smoke? Oh, Joyve is burning. Joyve's dead. But Collins going to find an important kill. 10 seconds though. They will get the fights. They get both. They still need to cross and get the bomb down, and they will. I hate how close they are leaving these rounds, but I can't really hate because it's working. And the B side, that's it. I mean, Serbia know, even though they know they've confirmed damage on towards the likes of Raga and Chikardao, you cannot go towards the B side. Back in Go, when this was regularly part of the competitive map pool, this was the hardest site statistically of all of them to retake. So you just can't give it a go.
It's not worth it, is it? You just know you're not going to get anything out of it. Also, let's stop for a moment and appreciate how mental it is that they're doing a B split with one player out middle, and that one player is Cello with an AWP. You're like, let's have the AWP hold the smoke alone. What could possibly go wrong with that? That's just so crazy. But whatever, it worked. Even if Cello actually went down here, but it's just like, why is he even there alone? Like, normally you would put the AWP in second or third to actually hit the bomb site because he can hold the window or the door. You probably wouldn't have put him alone in the middle, but I don't care. Cello is probably the one who made that call himself, saying, don't worry, guys, I've got this. He's got that kind of confidence. So, we're tied up 5-5. And round number 11 is live. Dragon is playing well on the Serbian side. He's got 13-4, but they are still starting to fall behind a little bit too much. Ooh, and that's a connection onto Emmy. Now, I don't know if they know that Kindo snuck down here, so that could be interesting.
Okay. Emmy taking a lot of damage, so same for Chikard out. Flash comes out deep long, but it doesn't really do all too much. This is super important, though, of how Romania have put so many rounds on the board on the T side of Dust 2. I would still traditionally always say that this is a CT-sided map inherently. And so far, Serbia are struggling by quite a massive moment. I think he tried to put a U-turn, but he will pick it back up and then dip back in. AWP shot misses. So Dragon doesn't want to stick around. Boost on towards site. 3 players towards A to meet them here.
But this is one of the bizarre problems of actually holding the A-bomb side on Dust 2. Is that sometimes you can have 3 people, you can even have 4 people, and you still are not guaranteed to win it. It can be very hard to hold this A-bomb site without losing too many players. They're doing a fine job right now. Oh, Spray could have been better there. Collins will take down Cello. 2 versus 3, make it a 1 versus 3 as Raga find himself with no teammates left alive here. So should be around that finally goes over Serbia, although he does get the spray down on 1 there. So yeah, let's hold the phone and see what happens.
And he's got out towards ramp. This is the best place you can play this from. He knows where both are. 1 is CT, 1 is short. And I'll go back towards site. I don't actually like these pushing forward here because you could get caught. Yeah, I think when you start moving forward in the open like that, you're not giving yourself a chance, really. I think the best way to go about it is actually hope they come in towards you because they're playing from 2 different angles. If that guy on short is going to double up with his teammate in towards CC, he has to make noise. He has to drop. Yeah. So you're going to hear him there anyway. Best way to play that is probably going over towards Goose and just hoping the fights come towards you. Maybe the ramp play is a little awkward to fight, so you kind of keep jiggling for it. But I think the way he went, where it's a little bit in the open like that, that's never going to give you the coverage. Finally, Serbia found a round back in their favor. It requires a couple of really nice shots, but all they care about is that they've got it. They're guaranteed bare minimum. It is that tied game. Romania, because there's so many rounds in a row, they buy straight back in, no issues. Zelo gets his AWP and all the rest. A little bit of a quieter couple of rounds out from him, in all fairness, as Dragon's hit a nice couple of shots himself too. That double AWP setup is actually working for Serbia.
Troy with this one down here. I was going to say nobody knows, but now they definitely do with the Molotov going out. So is there going to be some sort of reaction on the other side? Dragon, he's looking for it. Trying to apply a lot of pressure towards the T side early on and kind of make it hard for them to move across the map, but it'll cost them a player. Collins going down at the start of the round. That's in the middle. Sniped by Zelo.
Okay. We know that Romania love really slowing things down. So where they've been in terms of these rounds, their default success has been towards A. B, they've got one, which is pretty clean, but the back of that, not huge. I like the flashes out, but it doesn't work. And that will change things. They're trying to spell towards B, and they'll get it. And now things are really difficult. Smoke going to come down. Zelo can hold rotations too. I can't see a world in which Serbia take this. Not in a 2v4.
No, I doubt it. They can maybe make it a quick 2 versus 3 if Zelo gets shot in the back of the head, but still all the work. Oh, he doesn't. I don't know how he spun around. What happened that he just realized? Because he was looking down there towards the middle for a long, long time. Kindo goes down. It's a casual click to make sure he's dead, and it will be a tied game at 6-6. And I don't know. I think at this stage, they're going to be really excited on the Romanian side. This has worked out very, very well for them. They're not outright winning it the way that they really were on the opening on Mirage, but it's looking good.
Yes, no, it is. This is, wow. I mean, the recovery is immaculate. 5-0 down, and Romania even making that a 6.5. It's pretty respectable. There's no two ways about it. And potentially even actually could have made it 7-5. The one in which they lost, if Raga played that one a little bit better, there's a world in which they take it. But I think Romania would be pretty happy with how things look at the moment. Maybe it just took them a while to get in towards this game, but the second that they did, it's for the most part being one-way traffic. And that is the worrying thing, where even though it's at a 6.5 and it's completely level, the game itself doesn't actually feel that way. It still feels quite favored towards Serbia. I mean, towards Romania, I say. And Serbia need to change things up. They need a pistol. They need a force buy. And to once again start the way they did in the first half in towards the second. And that's just to give them a chance.
Well, let's see what they got. Careful now. Smoke goes up just to deny any information. The bomb is in upper dark here. For Serbia now on the T side, you've got to say winning this one is absolutely critical. It's going to start out not quite how they want it. 7 kick there. We'll get the kill at range. They know someone's back there, and they do have a Molotov, so you could put some pressure on that player and just hope that you quickly even it out. If you're 7 kick, there's a quick choice to be made whether or not you want to stick and fight and just die in the Molotov and try and get more headshots, or if you want to run and hope that you get stopped by the Glock bullets. But you have to make that choice almost instantly. He's got a teammate with him, Raga, who's got a flashbang, so I don't know. The CT's can answer back a little bit too. We'll see. Here comes the first flash. Set it up. Goes for a little bit of a peek. They're not quite hitting it yet. Some damage in return. The Molotov lands, but 7 kicks done his job so far. Now the question is, can Raga get even the 1? He will. Oh my god, it's a quick double. That should be enough here. Kinno with the P250 and a 1 versus 3. As they are coming through, he needs to get that bomb planted at some point, but how do you find the space to do it? Oh, he's not even going to fake it. I kind of appreciate this. That's bold. He's like, I'm just going to try and plant the bomb, see if I can. But he can't. And it's Romania to pick up the pistol.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 7-6 for Romania. That is a massive one to be taken. I thought, credit to 7 kick even getting the second here when he just dips up. That's done enough. He's bought time, but B, got the numbers advantage, and with Romania, they can just trade off each other. No bomb plan either. Serbia might force, in all fairness. They've actually had some decent success. This time they actually don't opt to. We caught them the other day, and their force buys looked pretty good even when they hadn't got the bomb plant on the C side. They love a little Tech 9 rush, but not opting for it here. Just a deagle. So a bomb plant again would be lovely. This one, I'm not expecting fireworks. It should be a Romanian 8th. Getting close to the 2-0, and we expected a 3-mapper here, and I've been quite surprised just how clean Romania have looked for the most part.
Yeah, I think they've carried themselves really well. They put in a great display so far. And again, this was Really not the best start for them on the map, right? They could have definitely done better. But still, here we go. Going to be a bit of a run boost to set it up. Always fun to watch those. BTN, it's about staying alive. That's the only thing that matters here. It doesn't really matter if they get the bomb down that much. You can live with that. Emmy, last one. Okay, good headshots with the Glock. We can respect that. No bomb plant, though. And it's another round here. Things don't look pretty hot for them. 8-6 at the moment.
Not a huge amount of time left in this game. I think we have to be honest about it, where we need to be very careful. Where we're at right now, it's been a very solid showing coming through from Romania, and Serbia at this sort of rate where a lot of rounds aren't going their way, a lot of the gun rounds are looking pretty uncomfortable. They're not giving themselves a hell of a lot of coverage. Kindo misses the shot crossing. She knows one for sure has. I'm not sure if we'll expect a second. Romania, if they find this, what is technically speaking a bonus buy, that is to be converted. I already think Serbia could be on the way to potentially falling flat here.
Yeah, I think this first one is going to tell us a lot about how things are going to play out. Probably would have loved some more grenades on the T side, but it's not an option for them at the moment. Cello trying to play around it. Doesn't spot anyone, but even that is decent information. He's like, you know what? That feels like a little bit of a fake smoke there. Be careful elsewhere. Looking over it here for Dragon. I do like that. Oh, they're walking forward both at the same time. Is he going to get the chance to get the kill? He'll get spotted instead. That's pretty nice. Chicano throws out a grenade on top, so it'll do a little bit of damage. Not the most efficient grenade, but let's bought some time for them as well. 50 seconds on the clock here, Romania. They just got to keep this up. It's on to Serbia to try and find a solution here and open it up. But again, they're down to 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs. They don't have that many nades left on the T side.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Molotov, that nade banks off the wall and catches probably both as they were boosting above just as the smoke was going away. Now Serbia drop smoke of their own. Cardo backside. Got to get at least one here. The big swing is a bold choice, has to be said. There's another player here. Zello's got 3. All right. Zello always seems to bring this side success when he's called upon. 10 seconds, fellas. We haven't got a lot of time. Molotov will come down, but it can still plant for short. Can't deny as much as Raga tries.
Oh, hold on. This is a bit scary now. You've got one flashbang. They're not even going to throw it. They're just going to peek with it. Again, the peek comes in. It's 7k to take down Emmy. That's a very, very close. That was a nice triple spray down for Cello, but his teammates kind of almost let go of the round, but they will win it. It cost them a lot in terms of the hardware that they lose in this one, but they'll be up 9-6 here. Cello, I don't know how he does it, man.
Every single time. Romania. Got to give this guy an MVP medal or something at the end of this series, because at this rate, it's a ridiculous showing from him on an individual basis. Absolutely MVP material thus far. 9-6. A bomb plant, though, does keep Serbia's finances alive, at the very least. You'll take that. But do we expect to get back into this? I'm not 100% sure. They haven't got too many chances already. Maybe 3 full buys if they're lucky at this rate. Chicano gets 2, and he gets away alive. Ooh. How?
I don't know, but he wants more. He's flashed in again. That's great intuitive teamwork. You're back reloading, and BTN probably just calls out saying, listen, I'll flash you in, and they just do it. So he's only back from that long corner while he's reloading the M4, and then he comes back for a 3rd kill, and that's a shutdown. The bomb is lost out there as well. In theory, Romania could start to rotate even more people over and just hold this door forever. I don't think there's anything Serbia could do about it.
I think you're right. I really don't know what you do here. Save a Khalil and an AK? It's not a great decision, but I don't think they've got any other. They're going to have to eco next round regardless, because they're not getting a bomb plant out here. So yeah. That might just be it. I mean, 45 seconds. They might have a little look in. A 2v5 to be converted is such a big ask.
Yeah, those happen very rarely. And especially if you don't have the bomb, right? Because the fact that you don't have the bomb means there's no surprise, all right? Like, it's not like you can get a kill, get a bomb planted in a 2-on-4 or something like that. They know eventually you're coming long if you're trying to win the round. Obviously, they're not. They've given up on it. But yeah, I just think if you're going to win those 2 versus 5, it kind of requires a couple of extra steps where you can shock the enemy team a little bit more than they can when the bomb is lost. So it'll be another round here. Romania, they keep it going. It's going to be 10-6. And it's a round where they keep everybody alive. So they'll have so much money to work with. It's kind of all stacking up, like all the little advantages right now accumulating for the Romanian squad.
Yeah. This is, at least for my books, feeling like we're getting towards the beginning of the end here. I mean, Serbia, bar that 5-0 start, everything is very rapidly slipped out of their control. And again, so much credit has to be given to just how strong Romania look. They looked great when we saw them last year, and there's no denying it. They were a side who, on the big stage, in front of the home crowd, they were exciting to watch, playing great, consistent Counter-Strike, and I mean, they're a really, really cool team. And I'm glad that they've come back and been able to make a decent showing. Of course, they made it to the playoffs. They were on the stage. I think they finished in that kind of 5th to 8th bracket. And in the end, they ended up actually losing to Sweden, in all fairness, who went the whole distance. So we can give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt there in that one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Sweden fielded a fantastic lineup last go around. Hopefully they'll be able to muster the same here, defend the title. Yeah. Be cool to see them out in Riyadh. And at this rate, Romania are joining them. Serbia need to absolutely dig deep to find a way into this, and I just don't know. I really don't know if they got anything about them. I really don't know if there's anything in the locker for things to change here. If there is, we're not seeing it, not yet. Got to have some sick recovery in the back pocket here. 45 seconds. Smoke up, and just as they've thrown their own smoke out, so they have to run in front of it. Raga ready, and that grenade could be pretty lethal. Going to be flashed around the corner. There is an easy pick up for 7 kick. He knows there's more people in there. He does make a little bit of an involuntary jump, so you hate to see that happening, but there's still only 25 seconds. The bomb is in the middle, making its way forward, and it's kind of scary here. Cello in the back. Now the bomb is lost for a second, and it will be again. I think that was the last chance they had to get this round back. Cello, I don't know how he's getting these shots. It doesn't look like he's even getting the flick. Like, to me, it just kind of looks like he's shooting into the air, kind of near somebody, and it just connects anyway. It's actually sick. Zello, he's just such a ridiculous style of play. It's one of those where it's so flashy and it's so fun to watch. It isn't replicable for the average player, and that's the thing. Zello is not an average player. He is well above. I mean, it's so quick, his reactions. They need to find a way to shut this guy down. They can't. The tag isn't bad, though. 7 kick, going to take a leg. There's one stuck in towards. Head spotted. You cannot give Zello a pixel. You can't. He will delete you every day of the week. Another map in which he's just on unstoppable form. 20-9 he finds himself right now. I mean, what can you do? Yeah, not much seems to be the answer. Tragically for the Serbian side, they do answer back and take down Raga at the very least here, and Cello's going to get dropped. Okay, waiting around a little bit here and getting rewarded for it. It's about time. It might even be almost too late here, but at least they're having a bit of a reply. Flash over. Molotov here to try and see if he can really slow them down. BTN. I don't know. There was a chance. If he hits that headshot right away, he turns it into a 2 versus 2. So not a bad attempt, I'd say, for him. But this should be the round for Serbia. Yeah, it should be. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't. I don't think 7K's really even going to attempt anything. Not in a 1v3. Potentially, could be thinking about an exit frag or something along those lines, but we're not going too outlandish, are we? There's just no point. Keep hold of the AWP. Drop it over to the big man. Let him cook next round. Simple as. And the good thing for Romania, yes, Serbia found a round, but they've still got enough money in the back pocket so they buy back in. They've kept the AWP alive, or at least they should do. The hope is that they do. He will have to potentially cross double doors, which is the slightly worrying thing. I think he realizes how treacherous that actually is. On the other side, Serbia, do we need to hunt? No, not really. We actually don't have enough money on that T side to be super comfortable in the hunt for Serbia, so they smartly make the decision of falling away themselves. Zello does a good job of giving themselves something, but the responses are pretty clean. A swing from Kindo. As a fellow warper himself, he knows exactly what to do.
7 rounds. It's 4 behind. It's doable. It's tough, though. And they really have no room for error, Serbia. They can't afford to make any sort of mistakes. If they do, Romania get ever closer. If not, close out the map, the series.
Yeah, that's what's on the menu at the moment here. Nice little Molotov boost. It's a classic and ancient strategy being pulled out here. Boost up on catwalk, and sometimes the T's just aren't ready for it. Bit of a strange fight with 2 people spraying through the smoke. I wonder if Collins realized there were 2 people there, because it looked like he sort of tried to peek looking for the second player, and in fact got met by the first. It's Kindo to go down, but 7kick gets 1 in return. Still a 2 versus 3, and I think smartly, you fall away from that middle. You don't want to give it up. You're the only defense at this bomb site.
Joyce flashed himself over. Molotov to catch a CT player in rotation. They're looking for him. Head spotted. A tough angle hitting up like that. Chicago going to get an important kill, and the Molotov will bank to try and deny a cross on towards the site, and it for the most part should. It's a very decent one. Dragon's got a tough job here. And I actually think 7kick should make his way up towards short. Slowly, but start pushing his way forward. Dragon, not confident in the plant just yet. Has no idea where Chicago has gone. He will plant safe. 7kick playing his sweet time as well. Now he can make a move. He knows he's over towards site. Up Xbox he goes. And they're going to try and move in together, but from different angles here, Romania.
Yeah, question of timing right now. Dragon already spotted out. Head just showing, and he does take down Chicago. That's a good start. 7kick does not have any grenades either. This is winnable. Oh, he throws out the pistol to try and fake it out, pretending it's a flashbang or a decoy or something, but it does not work out. 7kick gets him instead. Even without the kit, he's going to have enough time to win the round here. And that's Romania now at 12.
And 1 round away from just showcasing what was a near immaculate series after Romania. There's been very few small hiccups, but for the most part, a clean series out from them. Yeah. Zello, ever impressive. Another guy that I want to kind of shout out, hasn't really got that much love because he's not normally there for the numbers, I say. But I think BTN's calling a really good game. He's completely just understood how Serbia plays, deciphered the code of kind of their setups, and they just can't seem to find ways to break down the Romanian defense. They're always adapting on the fly. And a lot of that comes down to individuals like BTN, who's calling really well. Long door smoke comes through. That'll deny, probably for the most part, the bulk of the long control. And he jumps down. Thinks there's someone lower, but he'll find out sooner rather than later. No one's here.
Couple of shots there, but no connection with anyone on the other side. So, a bit of a freeze here. BTN peaked. He does get the headshot on the first, but they still will trade favorably on the catwalk position, and that's fine enough. Cello is here. That's the easy shot of his life. 3 versus 3 as he takes down Dragon. And the rest of them don't really want to run at him. They're like, oh, okay, if he's going to be there, well, let's try and go somewhere else. He's already rotated out of there anyway. The smoke fades. I don't think 7kick realized that was going to happen. Now it's the FAMAS up close, and Choiv is already a little bit low. Let's see, they come back for it. Cello's in position, and now it's Choiv to try and hold on to this whole series in a 1 versus 2 with no health at all. What a terrible position to be in.
An experienced man has to show it here. The other side, 100 HP, armor, no head armor, I guess, for Raga. But, oh, he actually does tag him and still doesn't kill him. Choiv, he is lucky to still be alive, and he's going to get towards A. Molotov will come down for a CT rotate. That's going to give him some coverage here. Raga takes a bit of damage himself. Oh, and he gets him on the jumping shot as well. He was aiming nowhere near, but that is actually the blessing and the curse in some ways of those jumping shots, as the bullets go nowhere near where you're aiming. And in that instance, it actually worked for him. Romania, what a series, though. 5-0 down, they went towards Dust 2, their map pick, and the recovery was beautiful. Only then allowing a couple more rounds from the Serbian side just showcases how solid Romania are. And I think Anders are right in saying they've booked their spot now to the All-Esports
I believe so. Yeah, it was super impressive stuff. Really well done. I think a great display for anyone, you know, who hasn't seen Cello play before. This is really like a classic situation for him. He does it a lot, and it's really cool. It's really fun to watch. So, Yeah, I want to see him play on LAN again. He's just a kind of a lights out player. Serbia, I still think they're a good team. I still think they've got some really respectable individuals, but something about it just didn't click today. There was something that just didn't really work out. So, yeah, I mean, you can have those kind of days, but obviously when they're on important qualification days like today, it's just sad to see that they're not able to put it together a little bit more.
Yeah, I know you're spot on. When you've also got players, Jakarta had a real nice couple of moments on the rifle. And I think when you've got players like that who can single-handedly take over a round, and Romania have got a couple of them, which makes them so scary, they absolutely have to be a team that you can just never sleep on. Yeah, what a showing. I think it's the way we've got to put it. Like we said, 5-0 for Serbia, things started. Then Romania put on a bit of a comeback. They recovered massively, put up a 6-0 half. And at that point, we were kind of saying already, maybe Serbia have actually lost their chance here. They were 5-0 up, and they should have closed out this first half with the bare minimum a lead, but it should have been a comfortable lead, and they just lost control of the tempo.
Yeah, unfortunately, they did. I mean, I think that also kind of speaks to the fact that they just weren't feeling 100%. Maybe, not to blame Braga, because he played really well at the start, but maybe they just had like a slightly different chemistry today than they did some of the other days. And that kind of, that was part of the explanation too. But either way, didn't work out for them this time. For Romania, it's just all fun and games here. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Celo's going to steal most of the attention away, but the rest of the team played really well. I think it's true as well. BTN definitely great calling. He's a pretty experienced leader, so not too surprising, but still, it's a good job.
It was, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like what I've sort of seen there from Romania, and they're a side who I actually feel like they could potentially level up on towards LAN as well. We got to see them. They looked good last year. They just, unfortunately, they met Sweden. What can you do? Sweden didn't drop a map all the way until that grand final. That's just how good the Swedish side were. They were flawless in the groups, flawless in the playoffs until they met Germany in that final. What can you do if you're Romania? They gave it a good shot in front of the home crowd, and they still, impressed all of us. So in Riyadh, the hope is that they can once again do a similar thing. Get out of groups, get in towards the playoff, get on the big stage, and again, showcase that this is a side who are here to play. Nexus last year, 2023, they played the most maps out of anybody in the Counter-Strike scene. No matter what level you're at, just showing how insane their grind is. I think I worked it out. They were averaging, it was like 1.6 maps a day of Counter-Strike. Okay. When you consider we have 2 different months of player breaks, we have holidays here, there, and here. They were playing near enough every tournament under the sun. They were averaging, I think, as well, per month, there was like 5 different tournaments. They were going from like the same day playing a best 3 in one tournament, playing another. These guys are grinders. I have to give so much respect to their work ethic, and it pays off. So a really good victory out from them. We are going to throw us into a break. We have a little bit of an extended break, in all fairness, before we get in towards our second game. We have about over an hour. We're starting at 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. on the continent. I think it's CEST, I think is what we're on right now, or CFT. What it is in Europe. We have Portugal take it on Kosovo. This one as well should be a heater. So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll see you guys there.